If you love this game, there is nothing like it. Beautiful spring day here at Augusta National. And whether you're watching or playing, you are given the same thoughtful consideration for what's best in every way. And so the condition of the course, the excitement it generates, the tradition it upholds, the experience it delivers, widely regarded as among the finest in any sport. And as always, Golf Central is proud to be live from the Masters. The Masters, as you well know, does not need hype. But it's about to get it.
A win for the ages.
The comeback king.
The return to glory.
A game-time decision. Potentially ready to blow our minds one more time.
In your life have you seen anything like that?
To try and match Jack Nicklaus with a 6th green jacket. To pass Sam Snead on the all-time win list. To draw comparisons to Ben Hogan in 1950 and, yes, Tiger 3 years ago right here. Tonight, Brandel Chamblee and Paul McGinley on what to expect and why this may well give Tiger the best chance of all the majors if he decides to play. And on the 25th anniversary of Tiger's 1997 victory, recently uncovered footage of Tiger at the age of 6, a budding competitor who would grow up to dominate the sport.
In the tree behind that crowd.
Also in depth on changes to the golf course, notably at holes 11 and 15. Plus, a conversation with a new world #1, Scottie Scheffler.
I don't feel any different being the #1 player in the world. I want to be in that moment and come out on top.
Meanwhile, what's the state of Bryson's game?
How close are you to being 100%?
I'm probably around 80% right now.
Bryson, like any other golfer who loves this game, over the long winter months, playing the waiting game, waiting for springtime, waiting for this. It's here, and we are live from the Masters. You may have heard Tiger's thinking about playing yet another rebirth. Tiger arriving, and I mean it was Jagger coming onto the stage at Wembley. Patrons back in full after the COVID slowdown. Played that practice round yesterday and today as well, seeing how the leg holds up over what is an extremely demanding walk. And people were absolutely mesmerized when he arrived at the tournament practice area at about 2 o'clock this afternoon. Important to get work in today as the forecast is for heavy rains tomorrow. From there off to the first tee with Justin Thomas. We know Tiger's had plenty of Sundays to remember and a few Mondays. 08 at Torrey, Tiger against Rocco comes to mind. Add today to the list, given that a little more than a year ago, he almost lost it all. Everywhere he went, people gawking, talking, go Tiger, he looks good. And he does, fit as ever. A little bit of a limp towards the end of his 9 holes, but he was smiling and soaking it up. 25 years after his historic 1997 Masters win, Tiger still lording over the sport, and that Monday Masters badge quite valuable. Start of the best week of the year for most golfers here and around the world. And what a pleasure it is each and every springtime to be here. Rich Slaughter alongside Brandel Chamblee and Paul McGinley. How about that scene out there today, partner?
What's that saying that the Masters doesn't begin until the back nine on Sunday? It felt like it began today, this Monday, when Tiger Woods walked out of the clubhouse, made his way over to the first tee. You know, everybody, if you saw the video, if you saw the pictures of his car, right down there in the ditch, you likely thought you'd seen Tiger Woods play his last competitive golf, but here he is. You know, we're used to living and dying with pretty much every shot he hits, but everybody here on the grounds and in our studios, we're yanking and banking with every step he took, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, he's built the anticipation, hasn't he? I mean, talk about under promise, over deliver. You know, we had a Ryder Cup record in Europe built on that, and
worked pretty good for you guys.
Took them all about 2 minutes to get the Ryder Cup wins in. by the way, Ryder Cup captain, winning captain in 2014.
But, going back to Tiger's press conference in LA, I don't think anybody thought that we would see him here in Augusta. Certainly, he played the role in the media there of playing down any kind of anticipation that he's on the verge of coming back to play and certainly come back to contend. And certainly, from what we've seen and what we've observed in the last week, this is pretty much going to be reality now. We're going to have Tiger Woods playing in the Masters here. It's great for the game. We're all welcome him back. He's come back from injuries in the past, as well as the scandal as well too, off-course scandal. But nothing has been as serious as you alluded to there, Rich, in terms of the seriousness of this injury, where potentially at one stage we're talking about maybe amputating his leg, and here we are now, 17 months later, or just over a year later, and he's on the verge of not just playing, from what we've seen, a guy who's coming with his game. So I think we're all excited and looking forward to it.
Lots to say about Tiger. 9 holes yesterday captured in a stylized video that's circulating on social media. Choreographed to build drama, maybe. And with Tiger, we always play along, don't we? With more on the latest comeback, we say good evening to Todd Lewis. Todd?
Hi there, Rich. I had a chance to follow Tiger Woods today in his 9-hole practice round. He played the first 9, and yes, on the calendar it does say Monday, but it did feel like Sunday at the Masters as patrons lined the fairways 5 to 6 deep as Tiger played between the Georgia pines. As for his game, well, he hit some solid shots, went pretty much through the bag, hit nearly every club, including driver. He did, though, yes, have a noticeable limp late in his 9-hole practice round. And if Tiger needed any more motivation today, he got it from the patrons who cheered every shot, chanted his name as he walked the fairways. Woods played with his friends, Justin Thomas and fellow Masters champion Freddie Couples, and Freddie liked what he saw from Tiger today.
What impressed me the most, is he was bombing it, for one. If you want to talk golf, he was bombing it. Now, I know JT's not the longest hitter on the tour, but I know he's damn long. He was with him, flushing it. I never speak for Tiger, so I'm not even going to get into, he walked 9 holes. I guess he played 9 yesterday, but as a friend and the way he looked, it's very impressive.
Any part of you surprised that he's been able to do this, knowing what he's gone through?
Yeah, because he played with Charlie in December, right? And then, I text him every day. Tease him, he teases me. I never ask him, did you play 9 today? Or are you hitting balls? It's always about other stuff. And he kind of hints, I'm feeling good. I went out and I walked. And, he's doing all this to play in this, which is impressive in itself, because I'm telling you, you guys walk, you follow players. It's brutal to walk, and to go what he's gone through to, whatever it is, 14 months ago, to be playing today. And I hope everything keeps going Tuesday and Wednesday, and I'm sure he's going to tee it up Thursday. I don't know the right words. It's not shocking, because he's the greatest player to ever play. You give him a couple minutes, you give him a couple good legs, and he swings like this. But now comes, the walking part of it, and I'm not a guy that's going to guesstimate on that. I watched it today. He looked phenomenal. He drove it really, really well. So that's the first battle. And then the pins, believe it or not, were in not very fun spots. A lot of them were on slopes, so we just stayed away from those. But, he didn't putt much. But he's Tiger Woods. He knows how to putt. He knows how to play this course. But irons, yeah. And the driver was a machine. He hit it in the bunker on 2, but he smoked it. Drove it pin high almost on 3, and he looks great. He looks great. It's the sound of the ball, and so I'm comparing it to JT, who is top 3 player in the world. They both look good. JT looks very good too. He's kind of a tough guy. He's never going to let you know he's in pain. He looked good walking. But again, when I get home, I'll tease him. I'll tell him, about one of my drives I hit out here today, and I won't even talk about him, and he'll come back with something. And but pain, you can always be in pain, right? But to hit it like that, now it's just the walking part. I've said it 3 times. I don't need to expand much on that. If he can walk around here in 72 holes, he'll contend. He's too good.
Now, one interesting note is that Tiger Woods is wearing a different style of shoe from a different manufacturer, not the same company that we have seen him in traditionally throughout his career. Now, this shoe is a firmer shoe that not only gives him stability through the golf swing, but also stability as he is walking this golf course here at Augusta National. Now, as for Tuesday, he has an 11 a.m. press conference scheduled. There is dangerous weather in the forecast for Tuesday, so Tiger will likely come out here at Augusta National and go to the tournament practice area and hit some balls. Probably will not play, but he wants to play 9 more holes, and that may happen on Wednesday. Rich, all indications are that Tiger Woods will participate in the Masters.
Yeah, Freddie Couples with the interview of the day. I mean, he gave the media some red meat. That was a big old tomahawk. If he can walk, he can contend. Todd, thank you. You think back 10 months, Phil riding high and Tiger convalescing with a shattered leg. How unlikely it is that Phil's not here and Tiger is. Timeline of events now from late 2020 into 21. Tiger's last official event was the November Masters 2 years ago. It was a long time ago, right before Christmas 2020. Underwent a microdiscectomy procedure, the latest surgery on his back. Of course, the awful car crash, February 23rd, 2021, where Tiger nearly lost his right leg. In an interview with Golf Digest in May, he said his post-crash rehab had been an entirely different animal when compared to his previous surgeries and recoveries. It was radio silence from Tiger until last November when he posted on social media this 3-second video hitting a golf ball on the range. It was viewed more than 7 million times in the 24 hours after it was put up. Less than 2 weeks later, he was in the Bahamas for the Hero World Challenge, his tournament, and it was there that he addressed the media for the first time since the accident.
I'm lucky to be alive, but also still have the limb. Those are two crucial things, you know. So I'm very, very grateful that someone upstairs was taking care of me. That I'm able to not only be here, but also to walk without a prosthesis.
Daniel, how realistic was amputation as an option?
What's that?
How realistic was amputation? Like, was that really?
Yeah, it was on the table. Yeah, I can show up here and I can host an event. I can play a par 3 course. I hit a few shots. I can chip and putt. But okay, now we're talking about going out there and playing against the world's best on the most difficult golf courses under the most difficult conditions. I'm so far from that. Now, I have a long way to go to get to that point. Now, I haven't decided whether I want to get to that point. I got to get my leg to a point where that decision can be made. And we'll see what happens when I get to that point. But I got a long way to go with this leg.
And just as Paul was saying, under promise, over deliver. December, Tiger back on the course with son Charlie at the PNC in Florida. I mean, they were so good, so much fun to watch. But they made 11 birdies in the last 12 holes in that scramble format. They finished second. But while Tiger was happy to compete with Charlie by his side, he said afterwards he needed a lot of work before playing in a 72-hole PGA Tour event.
The competitive juices they're never going to go away. This is my environment. This is what I've done my entire life. I'm just so thankful to be able to have this opportunity to do it again. Early this year was not a very good start to the year, and it didn't look very good. But the last few weeks, the push as hard as we have the last 7 months, with taking no days off and just working our butts off each and every day, and to have this opportunity to be able to play with my son and to have these memories, you know, for us, both of us, for a lifetime, it's worth all the pain. No, I'm not at that level. I can't compete against these guys right now. No, it's going to take a lot of work to get where I can feel like I can compete against these guys and be at a high level.
Almost a year after his accident, Tiger once again serving as host at the Genesis Invitational in Los Angeles. He introduced the Charlie Sifford Memorial Exemption recipient, Aaron Beverly, before his opening tee shot on that Thursday. Then on Saturday, spent time in the CBS booth with Jim Nantz and Sir Nick Faldo. He was asked about the Masters.
Augusta, any shot that you would play the Masters this year?
I don't know.
So it's still a possibility.
I'll be there Tuesday.
He'll be there Tuesday.
It'll be
Good.
Tuesday.
Okay.
You know, it'll be a great dinner. You know, I don't know what kind of sushi we're going to have. But
Wednesday, this is part 3. Yeah, that's something I would think that you'd be capable of playing.
I can play that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So we'll see you there for that.
I don't. Hey, Jimmy, slow down, Turbo. Slow down. I can hit balls. The hard part is actually walking, and so that's going to take some time.
So that is something that we're all curious. When are you going to know it's that time?
I don't know. I'm going to have to put in the time and the effort at home and do all the beach walks and walk golf courses. Because it's very easy at Medalist just to hop in a cart and whip around and play a quick 18 or 36. But it's a little different deal than being out here with these guys and walking up and down the hills and just the ankle mobility. And just over time, the ankle swells, the foot swells, leg swells, and that's just time.
And from there, it was off to the Hall of Fame induction ceremony on the eve of the Players last month. And what a night in Ponte Vedra. Tiger there with his family. Daughter Sam nearly stole the show with her introduction speech. Just magnificent. Little Charlie. It's a beautiful family. The hope was that we would see Tiger on the course sometime soon. Just yesterday morning, Tiger tweeting that he was flying to Augusta National. Would be a game time decision as to whether or not he would compete. Not long after that tweet, he was on the grounds, hitting balls on the range, 33 swings. You count them all with Tiger. The last 6 with driver, and then it was off to play that second night. Again, the press conference tomorrow, you'll see it live from beginning at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. By way of comparison, just so you know, 2019 coming in, Tiger had made 5 starts that year before the Masters. He was 12th in the world, hadn't made a single start in 2022, and he's 973 in the world. You heard what Freddie said. What'd you think watching him swing and work today?
Well, he's always a little better finish. He was building. Same thing when he came back here and won in 2019. And you're right, the father-son, although it was very entertaining, from a competitive standpoint, I don't think it was quite the run-up that you're talking about.
All right, later in the show, Brandel and Paul on why this comeback is different than the others he's made. Here's Tiger earlier today, that long walk up number 9. You judge how he looks. By the way, he's gone early, late each of his last 3 Masters. You'd think the tournament committee, if he does, in fact, play, would grant him the courtesy of early Thursday, late Friday, as that would give him a longer recovery between his first and second rounds. You know, a couple 3-word sentences define Tiger's career. Tiger wins again. Tiger is back. Mastery and mystery. That's Tiger Woods.
And here comes Tiger.
Still to come, going back nearly 40 years, old footage just uncovered. Tiger at the age of 6 in a 9-hole match, a glimpse of the champion he would become. Plus, some significant changes to the golf course as we continue live from the Masters.